Namaskar. I express deep gratitude to the Indian Mission for hosting my talk on the occasion of the birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, which we celebrate as Gandhi Jayanti in India during the celebration of the 75th anniversary of India's independence. As the world is celebrating the UN International Day of Nonviolence, the entire world is remembering Mahatma Gandhi, the apostle of peace and nonviolence. We have an opportunity to remind the humanity of the efficacy of the messages of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi is not merely a political philosopher, it is a message and philosophy of life. Gandhiji is universally known as the most renowned theorist, philosopher, and the practitioner of truth, love, nonviolence, tolerance, freedom, and peace. He was the leader of his people. His mission was to reconstruct society from below upwards in a decentralized socio political and economic order with villages or counties as its base. He was very much concerned with the conditions of the poor, deprived, and the downtrodden, and intended to alter the evil political, social, and economic system for the people. There is a great interest globally for understanding about Mahatma Gandhi and his tremendous impact on the world for bringing about peace using non-violent methods, social reconstruction, practical dimensions of non-violence as explained and applied by Gandhiji in his personal and public life. People across the globe are eager to understand more about Gandhiji's ways of organizing and mobilizing people for social change required very much in our times. Mahatma Gandhi was not only a theoretician on social change, but also demonstrated through his life and work that it is possible to bring about societal change through people's participation in economic, social, political, and cultural fields. The 21st century finds our world confronting new challenges, not less apocalyptic than in the last century, despite the industrial, scientific, technological, and information revolutions. Mahatma Gandhi launched his crusade against racialism, colonialism, religious fundamentalism, and violence in the first decade of the 20th century. Let us not forget that Gandhiji's frail figure still looms large as the initiator of a new mass movement for justice and freedom, and there is a renewed appreciation of the relevance of Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy in the 21st century. Mahatma Gandhi's important contributions for a just world is very compelling and relevant to the world today. UN has designated the year 2021 as the International Year of Peace and Trust, and Gandhiji's pioneering work assumes even more importance. The Gandhian philosophy of ahimsa, nonviolence, satyagraha, adhering firmly to truth, sarvodaya, welfare of all, swaraj, self rule, and trusteeship are the foundational concepts for a just world that form the content of the notion of universality of human rights and influenced the UN Charter in 1945. Many of his ideas foreshadow the holistic thinking behind the 2030 UN Agenda for Sustainable Development. Gandhiji encouraged peace and nonviolence not just as a philosophy and a political strategy, but to accomplish social justice and change. Gandhiji's core values or his messages of truth, nonviolence, purity of means, the practice of diversity, dialogue, and mutual respect are very much relevant today. The Gandhian ideology of universal peace and nonviolent conflict resolution is still much admired and resonates throughout the world. We need to learn from the Gandhian perspective, use his inspirational example, and apply similar approaches to bring about peaceful outcomes for serving humanity. More than half a century ago, Mahatma Gandhi sought to break the cycles of violence and reprisal. What distinguishes us from brute beasts, he said, is our continuous striving for moral self improvement. Humanity is at crossroads and must choose between, Gandhiji asserted, violence, the law of the jungle, or non-violence, the act of kindness. The world today has an extraordinary and unprecedented opportunity. We have the chance to open a new page in human history. Gandhiji is universally accepted as an exemplary model of ethical, spiritual, and moral life, with a rare blending of personal and public life, the principles and practices, the immediate and the eternal. He considered life to be an integrated whole, growing from truth to truth every day in moral and spiritual status. He believed in a single standard of conduct founded on dharma of truth and nonviolence. He successfully led nonviolent struggles against racial discrimination, colonial rule, economic and social exploitation, and moral degradation. So long as these manifestations of violence remain, Gandhiji will remain relevant. To Gandhiji, ethics, morality, virtue, values, dharma, and spirituality are overlapping, even interchangeable terms, and are concerned with the way we live. He said, and I quote, I do not believe that the spiritual law works on a field of its own. It expresses itself only through the ordinary activities in the economic, the social, and the political fields. His philosophy of truth, nonviolence, and purity of means are eternal, universal, and transcend the geographical boundaries of time and space. Gandhiji demonstrated that things start from self. We must become practitioners of whatever we know of Gandhiji to get inspiration from him. There are so many things that he did. A simple practice could be to become self reliant and lead a simple life. The Gandhian precepts of ethical, political, economic, and social behavior provide a broad framework for the society. Gandhiji's practical idealism and irrepressible optimism, apart from his respect for all life and pursuit of truth and nonviolence, can help all of us move towards self realization or self actualization. Only then can the world hope to make the 21st century a century of peace. Only then can we hope to fulfill the Millennium Sustainable Development Goals and realize the fundamental values of freedom, equality, solidarity, tolerance, respect for nature, and shared responsibility. Gandhiji had written, and I quote, I know the path. It is straight and narrow. It is like the edge of a sword. I rejoice to walk on it. I weep when I slip. God's word is, He who strives never perishes. I have implicit faith in that promise. How does the young generation remember Mahatma Gandhi today? As someone who led India to freedom through satyagraha, non-violent civil disobedience, or a man who has made an impact and influenced people across the globe? As a prophet who warned the world leader that there is enough for man's needs, but not for man's greed, or a person in a loincloth striding across India to mass worship of the ordinary people, or a bespectacled figure intently writing original words which added up to more than 100 volumes, or perhaps the saintly figure on the spinning wheel. To me, Gandhiji is not a collection of dry thoughts and maxims, but a living man who reminds one of the highest levels to which a human being can evolve. Containing the best from the past, he lived in the present, yet for the future. Hence the timelessness of his highest thoughts. Much what he said and wrote was for the solution of the immediate problems. Some were for the inner guidance of the individuals. He fashioned his ideas as tools during his experiments in the laboratory of his own life. Mahatma Gandhi's vision of social upliftment rested on spirituality and patriotism. Based on this, he stated that all humans are one, irrespective of color, caste, economic status, and it is the duty of everyone to uplift his fellow human being. He has made significant and inspiring contributions that span across diverse disciplines such as economics, spirituality, conflict resolution, international peace, civil rights, revolution, education, politics, society, religion, environment, and much more. At that time, the most harmful and damaging impact on the world was that of colonialism, modern mechanization, violence, war, and the greed for controlling the world. Gandhiji left one of the most potent and robust imprints on the humanity of the world. His name has become synonymous with nonviolence, social justice, and civil disobedience. Now I'll play a hymn in Hindi which summarizes his philosophy in the form of a lyric with English subtitles.
आंखें पवित्र राख सत्य ही तू बोल, आंखें पवित्र राख सत्य ही तू बोल, ईश्वर साक्षात होंगे अंतर टटोल, ईश्वर साक्षात होंगे अंतर टटोल, सत्य ही है परमेश्वर बापू का बोल, सत्य ही है परमेश्वर बापू का बोल, उसी परमेश्वर की नित्य कर तू शोध, उसी परमेश्वर की नित्य कर तू शोध, आंखें पवित्र राख सत्य ही तू बोल, आंखें पवित्र राख सत्य ही तू बोल, ईश्वर साक्षात होंगे अंतर टटोल, ईश्वर साक्षात होंगे अंतर टटोल, ईश्वर साक्षात होंगे अंतर टटोल।
Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy and practice of spirituality have its roots in classical Indian thought, but were suffused by the ideas from the East and the West. The seeds of his thoughts were Indian, but were nourished by influences from everywhere. According to him, persons are instinctively brute, but inherently spiritual. Consequently, he or she has, on the one hand, natural attraction to bodily satisfaction and indulgence, selfish desires, and craving. On the other hand, he or she aspires for self realization between selfishness and selfless impulses. Gandhiji's advice is that it might be more useful to think in terms of the object of life that gives primacy to self realization and the soul, which allows one to know one's duty. Although in his emphasis on knowing the self and recognizing one's duty, he has not disregarded the body entirely. For him, the body was the temple that contains the soul. Therefore, it would be important to take care of the body to become well nourished and healthy. Gandhiji was a strong believer in Hinduism, which he called the Sanatana Dharma, the eternal religion. He wrote, and I quote, Hinduism of my conception is no narrow creed. It is a grand evolutionary process as ancient as time and embraces the teachings of Zoroaster, Moses, Jesus Christ, Prophet Muhammad, peace be on him, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and other prophets I could name. Equally, he had reverence for all the religions in the world. Gandhiji used to begin and end his day with prayers. These were prayers from all the religions of the world. The prayers give internal strength and calmness of mind. Gandhiji's internal core comprised of the essence of all the religions, one that he had acquired from long study and reflection, the devotional poetry of the saint poets that he had heard, sung, and absorbed since childhood made up a significant part of the life of his soul. According to me, Gandhiji's life possesses a quality that exceeds all accounts of it in terms of its spiritual dimensions. Gandhiji considered spirituality as the primary dimension of his life. His lifestyle provides us the role model of the ways of spiritual development. It was not the result of overnight change, but a gradual and studied change brought about by his endeavors over the years. Moral and spiritual training remained the foundation of all Gandhiji did. His understanding of the Bhagavad Gita, the Indian scripture, contributed substantially towards spirituality. Thus, he imbibed from the main teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, which lays down the conduct of a person driven by selfless work, desireless actions, by renouncing the fruit of action, and by dedicating all the activities to God, and he lived accordingly. He cultivated detachment and desirelessness in his relations, wealth, and material objects. He dealt with millions of rupees but did not have any personal property. He chose voluntary poverty and got detached from all the institutions that he had founded and nurtured. Throughout his life, Gandhiji engaged in finding solutions to resolve conflicts through interreligious and intercultural dialogues. Gandhiji had deep respect for the world religions and developed lifelong friendship with people from different religions. He took time to study, reflect, and engage with different faiths and faith communities. He did not regard humankind as being static or condemned to move in the same space. He believed that despite falls and tumbles, mankind will always move upwards. This faith in mankind inspired him to work for others. For Gandhiji, divinity was the essence inspired humanity to rise. Gandhiji believed that everyone is capable of fostering peace in the world as we are all interconnected and interrelated. Today, the world is facing three kinds of crises globally. First is the COVID 19 pandemic, which is causing immense physical stress and sickness and fear of death or existential crisis. The second is the serious and long drawn financial crisis, which is also causing physical and mental anguish. And the third is the ecological crisis, which is impacting everyone. We must look for answers somewhere within ourselves by learning from the life of Gandhiji, who had said, "My life is my message." The lesson the pandemic is teaching us is simple. When one member of the family falls sick, the entire family is affected, and soon the community is affected, the nation is affected, and then other communities in other nations in this globalized world. The well being of one individual has an impact on people on the other side of the globe. The COVID 19 pandemic is also profoundly affecting peace and security across the globe, and it is imperative to use the world's collective influence to protect the millions of people affected by conflict and already facing acute vulnerabilities as the health pandemic is fast becoming a protection crisis. The main challenge is to save lives today while buttressing the pillars of security for tomorrow. In some countries, fragile peace processes could be derailed if the international community is distracted due to the pandemic. We will have to learn to live with COVID 19 now and in the future as well. Instead of reinventing a new lifestyle, we just must get inspired from the life of Gandhiji to make the necessary changes in thoughts, actions, and conduct for coping up physically, mentally, and spiritually. And this is the future that the coronavirus COVID 19 pandemic is pointing out to us if we observe carefully. For Gandhiji, the outside universe was but a reflection of the inside universe. He repeated time and again that the universe is compressed in the atom. There is not one law for the atom and another for the universe. It was based on his actual spiritual experience that gave him the conviction that the moral principles have no meaning unless they can be made to serve as the guide of conduct in the daily affairs of man. The Sanskrit proverb says, Yatha pinde tatha brahmande. You are the universe within the universe. As with the self, so is the universe. What is going on within you is same as what is going on in the universe. From the mind-body perspective, Gandhiji's standpoint was, and I quote, health is an optimal integration of body, mind, spirit, soul, and environment. Environment is our extended body. There is a nice Vedic expression from the ancient traditions of India which says, as is the atom, so is the universe. As is the microcosm, so is the macrocosm. As is the universal body, so is the cosmic body. As is the universal mind, so is the cosmic mind. Gandhiji believed that moral degeneration is the root cause of all evils, including conflicts. This explains his lifelong crusade of attainment of moral values such as truthfulness, non-violence, purity of means, love, self-control, respect, forgiveness, friendliness, compassion, mercy, etc. Gandhiji stands out as the champion not only of political democracy but also of economic, and spiritual democracy in today's world. Globally, Mahatma Gandhi inspires people who view him as the master strategist and as an exemplary leader whose ideas and tactics can be emulated in any part of the world for the betterment of human society. These leadership qualities made Mahatma Gandhi stand out among the leaders of his time, and there are significant reasons why he has still not been forgotten even after 7 decades. Gandhiji was one of the few leaders who remains an inspiration for millions and whose impact is palpable globally as the most critical change maker the world has seen. Gandhiji motivated people to be themselves and live a life of truth and simplicity. He also inspired them to believe in their country and its culture. Gandhiji was a determined individual and pursued whatever goal that was at hand and with strength and resoluteness. He mastered the elements of personal leadership and organizational management. He lived by his convictions and never waited for others to take the first step, but led the way so that others could follow. As we celebrate the anniversary of 75 years of Indian independence, we remember Mahatma Gandhi and all other freedom fighters gratefully who provided an outline to free India from the British rule and rebuilt the country. India's freedom movement, led by Gandhiji, was based on his philosophy of universal peace, truth, non-violence, compassion, and Sarvodaya, and he strived for restoring the Indian spirit for human dignity. With resilience and resolve, Gandhiji carried forward the torch of our great nation's guiding philosophy, which has been the underlying message of the Rig Veda verses. Ekam sat vipraha bahudha vadanti. Truth is one, but the learned call it by many names. This fact serves as a reminder to us that for centuries, India has been a repository of wisdom anchored in the conviction of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The whole world is one family. Gandhian humanism and its practical application are the way forward in the world. I express my grateful thanks to the Indian Mission for hosting today's talk. I am grateful to all of you who have joined today for celebrating Gandhi Jayanti. I will end with the peace benediction in Sanskrit for the universal welfare. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let all be happy. Let all be healthy. Let all experience auspiciousness. Let no one be overwhelmed by grief. Om, peace, peace, peace. Namaskar.